final boarding call for all remaining passengers. Please now make your way to the gate. The podcast is about to begin.
Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About Travel. And today I'm absolutely delighted to have my special guest with me, Aileen Rutherford from Jet2 Holidays. And she is the Business Development Manager for Scotland and Cumbria. So welcome to the show, Aileen.
Thanks very much for having me. Delighted to be here.
Absolutely delighted to have you on the show. And Jet2 Holidays, so what a great product to be talking about. So before we do that, we're going to just delve a little bit into Aileen, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
don't know if the world's ready for that, mind you, but yeah, let's do it.
So tell me, what inspired you to get involved in the travel industry, first of all? Because I take it you're not a newbie.
No, does it show in my face? So 26 years in travel this year, just last week actually. And to be fair, it's quite a funny story how I kind of fell into travel, because it wasn't something that I'd planned. It wasn't something that I had a really massive interest in. So it was like going through high school, you think, I could be a teacher, I could be a hairdresser, I could be this, I could be that. And do you know what it was? My friends were all applying to college and they were all doing this retail travel course in at Glasgow. And I thought, do you know what? I think I could do that. So I applied, got in, hadn't even told my mum and dad. Just applied, got in. I was like, oh, by the way, I'm leaving school, I'm going to college. To my mum's like, oh my goodness, what? And done my whole college course.
Is that even still a course, do you think?
I don't even think it's still a college, Linda. It was that long ago. So no, it was NC in retail travel. So I've never heard of it really since. I
Which
finished
is a shame, really, isn't it?
To be fair, yeah, because they had the whole training room, and people of new travel will not know this, but older people that have been in the industry a long time will remember View Data, and the Cosmos system had a training tool on there, and that's what we'd done all our training on, was the Cosmos View Data. I remember it. And it was fantastic. And then at the end of the course, you had to go on work experience. So a friend of a friend worked in a foreign exchange bureau in Hamilton, and I just approached them and said, listen, would your company be able to take on work experience? And went there for 3 weeks, and at the end of my 3 weeks, the manager offered me a job. And I've been in travel ever since.
It's interesting though, because I remember, going through college and doing courses as well, and I think they should bring that back.
Absolutely.
Because over the years when I've had, people apply from doing a travel and tourism course, it's far too generic. It's for people who want to go and work in the airline industry, and as cabin crew, etc. Whereas retail travel is quite,
Absolutely, it's its own unique part of the business. Mm-hmm. And there isn't anything like that training for new travel agents coming into the industry. Yeah, okay, we've got the websites and everything like that are out there, and they're great because, let's be honest, technology's moved and it's so advanced now to what it was when we just had View Data. But I think back to when I trained and learned all my knowledge and things, and it was very much about studying that brochure, studying that destination, getting the gazetteer or the truth book out, as it was called, and it was just learning. I mean, things were, you absorbed more, I think. Now I would say we kind of rely on the websites to do a lot more for us. To this day, I can still memorise the Benidorm map. And I can still tell you that number 65 and 66 was the Sol Pelicanos Ocas on that map. So
we went there for our staff weekend a few years ago, and it was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. And I think, if systems go down, it used to be you could cost a holiday with a brochure.
Yeah,
that's not even possible now, because there's, back in the day, you used to find the hotel and then go to the back and work out the room supplements, the flight supplements, what day the flights went. Yeah. And young people just couldn't do that now.
And it's a shame, because it is a skill. 100% is a skill. But again, I suppose the newer ones that are coming through are so much better on the likes of social media and things like that. So this is maybe just the new age of...
We're just showing our age, aren't we?
Yeah, we're just old-fashioned.
So moving on to, how long have you been with Jet2?
So 3 years with Jet2, just passed at the end of June there, which has been the quickest 3 years of my life. But again, before that, 23 years as a retail travel agent, working through different travel agents, sorry. So it was either like started off in going places who are no longer about, but then worked for a lot of kind of independent travel agents again who are no longer about, to be fair.
Sad, isn't
I
it?
know that's it, Apprentice Travel in East Kilbride I was.
Remember that name?
Yeah.
They were a coach company as well, weren't they?
So they were totally different. Both of them are based out East Kilbride, but they were totally different
were they?
companies.
Right, okay.
Yes, I think the other company are still about. So yeah, and then obviously worked for a couple of big multiples as well. But no, it's.
But I think that's good, from working with you over the last few years, Aileen. The fact that you had a travel agent knowledge, so you know what it's like to be in our shoes.
Absolutely.
And it's been a mad 3 years because Jet2 has literally snowballed.
It's just get bigger and bigger, and the company, like after we obtain the title for number one tour or largest UK tour operator, it has just got bigger and bigger, and there's a lot more travel agents that are coming back to the high street and things like that as well, so there's more people to look after, which is really, really good to see. And the home working divisions of some companies as well have grew that much too, that it's so refreshing. And again, it's just the product that we want to get out there and just keep building on it as much as we possibly can as well.
And it's nice that you're trade friendly. So what's great about Jet2 is that there's a lot of direct marketing, and it's out there. Everybody has heard of Jet2. That's why you're the number one tour operator. But customers can book through your local travel agent and get the same deal, but get looked after in the personal touch, which is
100%,
nice.
And that's really what we wouldn't have a trade team if that's not what we wanted to do. And we try our best to be as trade friendly as we possibly can. And there is direct marketing that does go out there. It's the same as every business, every tour operator
absolutely.
as well. It exists in every walk of life. But we never hinder the travel agents in any way that they can't use any of the codes that are out there or anything at all, and we do try our best to try and drive customers to travel agents, because at the end of the day, yes, we are the brand and we have got the reliability and that status of the UK's largest tour operator. However, you guys look after them after that holiday's been booked. You guys do everything you possibly can, and it's almost, again, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but you hold their hand after we've let it go. Do you know? I know you do.
You absolutely have to get the Jess Glynn song in there. Are you going to sing it for us? Or?
Maybe later.
And I think having, obviously I fly Jet2 all the time, but it's really nice when you hear them saying, thank you for booking with Jet2, but recommending they go back to their travel agent if they've booked through a travel agent. So that's nice, because not every tour operator does that.
No, that's it. And we're very big on even putting in the customer's emergency contact details. We will not outsource to your clients. They're your customers. You deal with your customers. So that's one thing that we are big on, and we try and promote independent travel agents as much as we possibly can. So any direct marketing that does go out, it does have on it, visit your local independent travel agent. On the, it's just said there as well, on the aircraft sign outs as well, we've always got it on there.
It's appreciated, so
thank
you very much.
But even down to the app as well, and again, I know that the app can sometimes be a bit of a taboo point with travel agents, and I get it. But if your customers, they've booked their holiday, they've managed to put their booking onto their app that a travel agent has booked for them, when they come back off that holiday, it stays on the app for 6 weeks. When they log back in, go and visit your independent travel agent that you've booked with, the actual physical name of the agent, and get your holiday rebooked. That actually sits on there for 6 weeks. So it's not a ploy to get them to come directly to Jet2. It's actually to get them to go back to the travel agent. So.
And most people have heard of Jet2 rain checks, which is a really nice thank you for customers to rebook. And we'll come on to whether, early booking or late booking is a thing. But the rain check vouchers can be used through the travel agent as well, which is
definitely
great.
And again,
love a rain check voucher.
A rain check is very much a rebooking tool. That is what it is there for. And it's a rebooking tool to get the customer, if you have booked them as a travel agent, doing that welcome back call. How do you have a nice holiday? Brilliant. Did you get your rain check on board? Yep. Come back in and we'll get that used in a new booking. You're getting the new booking as a travel agent, and Jet2 are getting that booking again as a repeat
and
customer.
The customer's getting the discount.
Absolutely.
I can't imagine our listeners have not heard of Jet2 Holidays. You are the major tour operator, or the number one tour operator in the UK, and a very well-deserved title, I have to say. And you've got a lot of flights out of Glasgow and Edinburgh.
Yep, so we've got both bases, Glasgow and Edinburgh, and we're just trying to add new routes onto there as much as we possibly can. We look at some of the areas that we sell really well of out of our other bases that we maybe don't have out of Scotland, so we have been adding more and more into there. We just recently added Glasgow to Kos for summer 26. So
Brilliant.
Greek programmes getting bigger and bigger all the time as well, which is nice. Some of those lovely Greek islands.
And Kefalonia, which is
Edinburgh,
great.
which is
and for
lovely.
years we've only ever had that out in Newcastle or Manchester. So is it just Edinburgh, or have we got Glasgow as well for that next year?
Just Edinburgh.
Just Edinburgh.
And we've got Kalamata as well out of Edinburgh. So again, that's one that's never been in Scotland before. So nice to have that route as well.
Great. And I think I saw last week as well, there was some new routes for Christmas markets from Glasgow, Vienna.
Winter 26, 27's Christmas markets have just went on sale. So we've brought back Vienna, we've got Glasgow to Budapest, we've got your usuals, your Rome, your Prague, your Krakow.
Berlin as well, did I see?
Berlin as well, yep. But then we've also got Tallinn in Estonia.
Oh, wow.
So we're doing that, which is really, really nice. So it's something a bit different, something that's never really been done before. And again, what we're trying to do is as well, like where we do fly into an airport, so I'm going to take the likes of Vienna. We've got the Edinburgh flight out there and Glasgow as well. You can actually go to Bratislava. It's only 40 minutes to Bratislava, so it's opening that up, that destination. But we don't have to actually fly into Bratislava because it's only a 40-minute transfer from Vienna airport. So
good. So big on not just beach holidays, but also on city breaks.
Yep.
And then another thing that Jet2 are very good at, and some listeners might not know, is villa holidays.
Yeah, so the villa programme has actually again just been bolstered a wee bit because we've just added 4,000 villas onto our portfolio. We've got a new supplier that we're using. So yeah, that villa holiday, it comes with all your Jet2 Holidays main ingredients, your 22 kilos of luggage, your 10 kilos hand luggage, customer helpers in resort. The only difference is the customers get car hire included, and it is included in the cost of their holiday, which is really, really nice. And again, you've got some really, really amazing destinations and things like that as well that we have got villas, and also some beautiful large villas as well that can take up like more than 10 people and things. So it's
and that's something that a lot of people think, a villa with private pool is going to be too expensive, but if there's like 6 or 8 of you, it's actually not. So don't discount it and think it's not in your budget, because there is a villa to suit everybody. And then there's the ones that are absolutely Love Island villas as well, for people with higher budgets. There's literally something to suit everybody.
Definitely. And we've got 3 types of villas as well. So, and again, that just suits everybody as well, because I'm saying here it's including car hire. Car hire might not be everybody's thing either. So with the way that we work the villas, we've got individual villas, which are exactly what they say. They're villas that sit on their own. You will require car hire for those. We've then got complex villas. So again, you kind of drive into a kind of community and it's all just villas with their own private facilities, private pool.
But with maybe the facilities of a hotel attached to it kind of thing.
So there are next ones, there are resort hotel villas.
Okay.
So with the complex villas, again, you would probably 90% of them you are going to need car hire. But then we've got our hotel resort villas, which are villas that are probably attached onto a hotel where you still got all your own private facilities, like your own pool, everything like that as well. But you have got that cushion of a hotel. If maybe you've never done a villa holiday before, it's quite good to have that hotel there as well with a big massive pool and things if you still want that kind of double element of a holiday. So it's quite good.
Then another thing that Jet2 do is Vibe. Tell us about Vibe holidays.
So Vibe is very much, again, customers sometimes think it's a young and lively product, it's only for the young ones,
which
and
is
it's
not.
Actually not. Yeah. It's all about a mindset. It's all about what you want off your holiday and what you're looking for when you're out there. So we have got some really like iconic properties that are part of our Vibe product. So like we'll take some of the Hard Rock hotels. You would never just associate them with being young and lively. So they come under like the Vibe product because they have got like DJ sessions around the pool. And again, it's not like absolutely banging music. It's actually just really chilled vibes that are on there. So it is all about a mindset. We've got one of the properties that we use in Faliraki. And again, it just comes to my head because I used to book a group of women every single year and they went to the property every year because they loved it. In May, it was a bit quieter. It was out of season for Faliraki and it was just a really great property. So again, if Vibe does come up to any of the travel agents out there, don't be scared to sell it to a family. Just make sure you're reading all the blurb and what's included with the property.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And I think, as I've got older, I would still enjoy a Vibe holiday.
Absolutely.
And I've got lots of clients who are in the, 40 plus age bracket, but they still enjoy the vibe of a Vibe holiday where they want to sit by the pool and have the DJ round sets around the pool and everything.
100%. And gone are the days, well, not gone, but now people are wanting nicer things. They want the Balinese beds. They want the really nice rooms. They want everything that's...
And even the 18-year-olds want that.
Because let's be honest, we now live in a world of Instagram, don't we? So it's where everything's kind of Instagrammable, and that's really what people are wanting. So that's where that kind of vibe does fall in, because again, they have got those really, really nice properties that have got those nice Bali beds, as well as the DJ
When I used
sections.
to book like young people, it was literally as cheap as chips as they could get it. They'd take noodles and cup of soups in their bag because they had no money to. They were just literally going to party for a week. And now I look at my 18-year-olds, 18 to 20s, and they're looking for, as you say, the Balinese beds, very Instagrammable, and they're looking for 4 and 5 star. And you think,
I know.
how did I not get that when I was 18?
But this is because they've been used to going to really, really good holidays with their parents, that they don't want to...
Yeah, have a hard bed.
Yeah.
And
Slum it.
I know. I mean, again used to look back, I'm showing my age, but I used to book square deals for people where you didn't actually know. For the young people that don't know what a square deal is, that was, you'd no idea. You knew the destination, i.e. you knew you were flying into Corfu, but you'd no idea what the destination was, what the resort was, whether it was going to be quiet, whether it was going to be busy.
You just knew it was a 3-star
And as
plus.
a travel agent, that used to bring its own problems, because if you'd a young person looking to go to a really young and lively resort and they ended up in Palioka Streets, or I love saying that just because I can't spell it, but I can say it, then you had a challenge in your hands.
That's it.
And then again, you used to also get, do you want a private bathroom or do you want to share with somebody else?
That's pre-me, Linda. You're saying you're older than me then.
That just wouldn't happen now, you know, people are...
That's, and expectations have got higher as well, you know, so it's a kind of full circle that we've went on it.
So what do you think then? Would you say early booking or late deal? What's your top tip for customers listening?
It's a hard one, and it is really a hard one, because I think it used to be that you could set your kettle by the trends of travel.
It's all changed, hasn't it?
It's all changed. It's very, very much, this year I would say has been very much a lates market, and people have been hanging off to that very, very last minute. The growth that we've seen in people booking and departing within a 9-week window has been crazy. So it has been a very much late. Yep. Mm-hmm. What I would always say is like, to get the hotel that you want and to get the room that you want, you're going to need to book early, because people are booking early.
Or if you want a free child space.
Yes. And again, we have obviously trademarked the home and the free child place. So again, there is more free child places available more than ever. And again, sometimes they will kind of drip new ones on at different times of the year. But again, to guarantee that if you've got the free child place, it's a hotel you want, you're happy with the price, just get it booked. Do you know what I mean? And then that's it. We were always a booking early family. My mum was always have us booked for the following year. And again, we've kind of still get that mindset as well, that we'll always book early. And I just think once it's booked, then you can just start looking forward to it.
And I think that's absolutely key, that we've got a mixture of both. If there's families then, and you've not got that flexibility where you've only got these dates, you know, you say, you know, the hotel, just get it booked, and you know you can then look forward to it.
That's it.
And it's sometimes actually better value. You know, this year there's been a good lates market, but last year wasn't so good. So people were paying more money to book last minute. Yeah. So it's a really hard one to call.
It's hard to judge. It is really hard to judge. I think like this year as well. And again, I don't know if I can say this out loud, but again, I was talking to an agent and they were saying like the media are telling people that they've got no money. And they're absolutely believing it. And I think that's had a knock-on effect on why we've had such a really big lates market. Because people have been hanging off to see, right, what money have we got? Right, let's go.
They're scared to spend their money. Yeah. And it must be a tour operator's absolute nightmare, because Jet2 really did commit to a lot of extra capacity this year. Yeah. And there's been a lates market. But you're absolutely hit the nail right in the head. The UK media and the government are telling people they can't afford a holiday, and yet when you speak to the Joe Public and listen to the Which reports, like 70% of the UK market will go on holiday this year. Yep. So none of it adds up, but people do listen to.
They do, and it's a shame, because people are maybe thinking, oh, we can't get away on a holiday this year, and the pricing in the lates market has been, some of the prices have been amazing, but you just wish that hadn't got to that, obviously, for them. Do you know what I mean?
For us and for you, it's very hard to manage, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But also the free child space, I think, is really, really key. If you've got children under 18 why would you not try and commit to getting a free child space? We all love something for nothing at the end of the day. And a free child space is genuinely a free child space.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we do actually. And if you take it off, like you just, if it was a family of 3 and it's got a free child place, you go and price it for 2 adults. And it's exactly the same price.
I never used, not with Jet2, other tour operators are available. But back in the day, you know, if you had a free child space, you were then paying under occupancy supplements. And I'm sure trading standards must have gotten involved with that, because with Jet2, a free child space is genuinely a free child space.
Yeah.
And another trend that we're seeing this year, or in the last few years, is the number of nights people are going away for. Back in the day, it was always 2 weeks. That's pretty unheard of now, isn't it?
Yeah, our biggest selling package holidays, 7 nights, 4-star all inclusive. And yeah, even at that, we would say like the kind of this year especially, the 5 nights, the 6 nights. But again, see, to be fair, see for customers looking to get that really, really good value for money and really good holiday as well, it might be that they would always usually go for 7 nights, but you know what? To be able to afford it, let's try 5. They're still getting away on holiday. So that's what we have found has been quite big as well this year. Again, listen to feedback for travel agents. That's what they've been saying as well. So
we've had a lot of 4 or 5 nights this year. And I think people will go, love it, and then do another one. So the amount of holidays that people are taking, I'm seeing in the increase again. Yeah. Which is, since COVID is nice.
And especially see, like, if they're maybe used to going for 14 nights and the 14 nights prices are just like over their budget, or they just couldn't commit to doing the 14 nights. Jet2 Holidays, and again with our brand, we do have that flexibility where you can book up to 55 nights on the trade website or on the website.
55 nights, that would be nice.
I know, but again, sometimes it is just a matter of tweaking one day down, like 13 nights, 12 nights, 11, because the majority of the destinations, especially in the summer, we do fly more than once a week. Sometimes, I mean, your Palmas, your Alicantes, your Turkeys, your Tenerifes and things like that is daily. Some of them are twice daily. So again, you do have that flexibility just to kind of add on a night or go down a night and see what's going to be better value for your customer. 100%.
And I've also got customers who like to absolutely rip it as well and get the maximum time out their 7 nights. So if they're doing it over a weekend, can they make it 8 nights or 9 nights to get that? And it could either be sometimes cheaper or just a few pounds extra. So it's definitely worth checking that.
And you know, I think like as well, like me and my husband were going to go in with a couple of nights off. And we're like, you know what, because he works in a bar, so at the weekends it's a bit try to get a night off together. And he had the weekend off, so he's like, we'll just go in and do like a couple of nights in Glasgow. We actually ended up in Magaluf for 2 nights because it worked out cheaper,
I know.
So like we flew out on the 6 o'clock at night flight on the Friday night. We had all day Saturday, and our flight home on the Sunday wasn't until 11:45 at night. So you had the full day on the Sunday as well. We come back and it was great. We just absolutely loved it, and we've done it a couple of times now, and we're like that. Do you know what? We're quite right.
Interesting enough, I think, to talk about Jet2's flight times, they are the best. You know, you've really looked at getting people out early mornings, getting them back, you know, late afternoon, early evening to give them maximum time in resort. And in some destinations like Mallorca or Turkey, there's double flights, so you can pick and choose what suits you, which is good.
Yeah, that's it. And we've tried to kind of look at it, because there is obviously the Palmas, the Alicantes, Ibizas. We have got some really, really nice flight times. We always get asked, like our Canary Islands flights, some of them are a bit later in the summer. During the winter they're amazing, but in the summer months are a bit later.
You've only got so many aircraft at the end of the day. You can't please everybody.
No, that's it, absolutely. But what we are trying to do is look at like destinations that we can get daytime flights. So like this year we launched a 6:45 in the morning flight to Tenerife on a Tuesday and a Friday, and then on a Monday we have got a 6 o'clock Glasgow Dalaman. So again, that was just bringing them nice in as well. But again, the only reason, or one of the reasons that we do have those later flights for the Canaries and Turkey and things like that in the summer is so we can use the aircraft in the morning on a short flight. So it'll go and do like a Glasgow Palma and then back, and then it'll go out and do a Dalaman and back. So again, we're getting the most out of that aircraft on the one day to give customers that choice of holiday.
And tell me, I don't know if I can ask this question, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Does Jet2 still do the mail flights?
Mail?
The Royal Mail flights?
Oh, no.
I
thought you meant mail as in
mail only. I'm for that. Put me on that one.
I'll be for that one. No, we don't do it anymore.
Right.
No.
Okay, so that was something you used to do in the past.
Yeah.
So Jet2, I don't know where people have been. They must have been going around with their eyes and their ears closed if they haven't heard the viral trend that's going about.
Don't know what you mean.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, people love the Jess Glynn song. Us travel agents, not so much, because we listen to it literally on repeat, because that's when you phone Jet2. We have to listen to the
But
Jess
listen,
Glynn
you've
song.
got a karaoke song that you know word for
Well,
word.
absolutely.
So
You've given
every
us that,
cloud,
haven't you? Yeah. But the viral trend of nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. Tell us a little bit how that's gone.
It's been absolutely phenomenal, do you know, and it's just been one of those things that's just cottoned on, and it's just went from this small thing to being absolutely massive, and it's absolutely it's not just UK wide now. It's global.
Insane, isn't
It's
it?
global. I've seen earlier on, like we had one of my agent send me a picture message, and he was out in Fort Lauderdale, and he was in a bar in Fort Lauderdale, and it said nothing beats a Jet2 holiday up in the wall. We don't even fly to America. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Your marketing team must be like jumping up and down with the success of that marketing campaign, and yet they probably didn't even mean it to happen, but they'll take the credit anyway, because
Absolutely.
you know, my friends' kids are all doing it, and I think it's on one of these, is it Fortnite or something, one of the computer games?
I've not seen it on
and
that.
that's
Oh
why
my
children
gosh.
know, you know, nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. Right now, you can save.
Yeah. And it's
Brilliant.
just grew. And again, the amount of videos that we do get sent or we see on TikTok, on TikTok it's just huge. And again, a lot of the travel agents will send it to us as well, which is great. Do you know what I mean? And it is really good.
It's
and
kind of building a community, isn't it?
Absolutely. And like, do you know what? I'm dead proud of the brand. Do you know what I mean? And when you see that, it's so good to see it. And it's just, it's just brilliant. And I guess you say the marketing department are just like, wow. And there's been lots of other kind of people that have kind of tried to tap in with us as well. And we've obviously made travel agents some T-shirts that said nothing beats a Jet2 holiday as well. So I'll give you them before we leave. Yes.
Perfect.
So,
it's good. It's good fun, because social media is about having a bit of fun and building a community, and that's what Jet2 have done. But one of the things that I like about Jet2 is, take Glasgow Airport, because that's our local airport, as an example. When you arrive at Glasgow Airport, if you're flying Jet2, you cannot miss Jet2. There is an incredible amount of red fleecy jackets, and they're really clever because they put on a yellow tag onto your bag. Now, tell me if I'm wrong here. That doesn't really need to go in your bag. It's just so they know you're a Jet2 customer and can identify you in the airport and give that incredible customer experience, which is
it's great.
Brilliant idea.
It is good.
Don't know who's come up with that idea.
I don't know if that's a thing about the yellow tag, because I do know there is other airlines that do it. They're a different colour, mind you, so it could be. Again, I've never even thought about it like that. But yeah, I do agree that when you go to any of our UK bases, to be fair, there is a sea of red, and that's one thing that Jet2 is all about. It's all about being visible to your customer. It's being visible to everybody that's there. You're there with them every step of the way. So before you've even got into that queue to put in your suitcase or anything like that, you're greeted by somebody to say, where are you flying to today? Yep, okay, that's the queue, or that's the queue. We've got the
and
desk.
there's really not any queues, and that's the great thing, because of having the amount of staff. And that's a huge investment for a tour operator to put, when there's lots of other tour operators are moving away from having anybody at the airport. Jet2, I don't want to say overkill, because it's not, but you don't struggle to think, oh, where am I going? What am I doing? And there's lots of nice benefits of booking a Jet2 holiday. So the twilight check-in?
Yeah, so as long as your flight's before 12 o'clock midday, you can check in your suitcases the night before. Now, we do have that available at 11 of our UK bases. The two that we don't have it now is Bournemouth and Belfast. But every one of other ones of our UK bases, you can do that, which is great. And they give you an hour's free car parking at the majority of the airports, not them all. But I know Glasgow is one that does give you the hour free car parking.
From Ayrshire, it's not as good because you've got to drive to Glasgow. But if you're staying the night before at the airport, then it's a no-brainer to do it. And it means the next morning you don't have to go just as early to the airport, and you don't have to queue at check-in. You can literally go straight through the gates. Straight
through security, which is again an added bonus as well, especially if you're travelling with children and things like that. Or just want a wee bit of extra time, either before you even get into the airport terminal building. It's great. And
it just makes the customers feel special, which I think. So I love resort check-in. Twilight check-in, but also in resort check-in, which you're the only tour operator that does that. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so it's in Cyprus that we have it. So both Paphos and Larnaca, with a selection of accommodations. We will, on the last day of your holiday, we will come to your hotel and we'll take your suitcases away. We take them back to the airport for you, and you will not see them again until you're back in the UK.
Brilliant.
So again, it's just meaning when you get to your departure airport, you're just going through security. You don't have to go through the queues or anything like that to check in. It's already done for you. So again, it's a great service. We did have it in more destinations.
I was going to say pre-COVID, it was in a few other destinations. So hopefully it'll come back to some of the other destinations.
Been able to man it and get it all fully functional out of Cyprus. And again, the feedback on it's just phenomenal. So it's something that's really, really good.
And you touched on it earlier about the key ingredients that make a Jet2 holiday.
Yep.
And again, it's just great. 22 kilos luggage. Nobody needs more than, even me, doesn't need more than 22 kilos luggage. 10 kilos hand luggage.
Yeah, but you also get a handbag as well. So and that's on all our packages. So whether it be a city break, whether it be a villa, a vibe, a main Jet2 Holidays package, the only difference is our Indulgent Escape brand. So our Indulgent Escape brand is all 5-star hand-picked properties, and they get 25 kilos plus their 10 kilos hand luggage in their handbag to take as well.
And they get a wee free drink on.
They get a free drink on board the aircraft. They get £10 per person to spend at the Jet2 shop. They get fast track through security at their UK departure airport as well, and they get a private taxi transfer out in resort as well.
So again, that's just a nice thing to look at. Again, a bit like the villas. Don't always think it's out with your budget. Get us to check it for you.
Absolutely.
Because there's a nice few wee extra benefits. But the city break having 22 kilos luggage is brilliant. Now, a lot of people say, I'm only going for 2-3 nights. I don't need it. Yeah, you do. And
you can still fill that suitcase.
You sure can. Or even just do one between the two of you. But again, other airlines are available, and it's a massive charge to add that to your holiday costs. So it is key ingredients that are kind of non-negotiable for Jet2. So please don't change that, because it's
noted.
It is great. So what's going to be new for Jet2? We talked about some new destinations. Anything else that new you could tell us about?
At the minute, we've just launched Glasgow Kos. There's nothing actually that's came out in the pipeline for a wee while, to be fair.
You cover most of it though, that's the...
I know, we've kind of got Europe covered. Obviously we did increase our capacity to Morocco for summer 26 as well. Morocco's been selling extremely well.
Something a bit different, isn't it?
Yep, Agadir and Marrakesh, so with both the kind of beach and the city element of it as well. So that's been really popular. But just watch this space for new things to come.
As a tour operator, it must be really challenging to try and balance it all, putting the aircrafts at the right time in the right places, bringing on extra capacity when you think you're going to have a really great early booking season, and then the media and the government make it. Yeah. So how do they balance still offering great deals? Because I do believe that the offering that Jet2 has is still probably the best in the market. But without impacting the quality.
That's it, and it's something that Steve, our CEO, is very passionate about. It is all about value for money, and we've got an amazing team down at Holiday House who are kind of constantly looking at the routes. In Leeds. That's based in Leeds. Yep. They are constantly looking at the routes. Where can we get into new? Where can we even because we do have some of our 737 aircrafts that hold 189 passengers. But we've also got our new aircrafts, our A321neos, that'll hold 232. So it's about moving those aircrafts for demand
onto
as
routes,
well. So we've got a whole team that does all of that and make sure that we've got enough seats to really fulfil that demand in each destination as well, which is really, really good. Glasgow's getting its first A321neo in November.
And what route's that going to be on?
Well, it'll go on whatever routes they need it to go.
Right.
There's no set route that it's going to be on, so whatever one we see the biggest demand on, that's where it'll be based out on. And Edinburgh's got 3 from November 2025. Yeah.
So lots happening then?
Yeah, lots happening. So the team are amazing at just making sure that we've got the right aircrafts in the right places at the right time to make sure that we've got for that demand. And obviously, the more demand that we've got, the better the prices and things like that are as well. So again, it's really, really exciting. And when you go down to Holiday House, it's all the departments that are all there. It's this big machine, and it's amazing. It's really, really good to see. So.
And the communication that you give to your customers and to your travel agents, or you give it to us both, because obviously our customers are your customers, but telling them there's going to be busy security at Tenerife Airport, or I think yesterday we went through saying there'd been an accident in Tenerife, so to allow more time to get to the airport, because a lot of the roads were being diverted. So to have the technology and the teams available to give us that amount of information. So delays happen. That's nobody's fault.
It's inevitable.
But to actually communicate to the customer so they know before they get to the airport the flight's going to be 40 minutes delayed, or, you know, there's going to be, you know, extra security, busier queues at security. Is great, and customers like to be forewarned about things.
Definitely, and that's one thing since the likes of like Brexit and things like that, where we have to do, like, British passport holders need to go through that extra security check with their passport stamps and things like that. We have noticed that some of the airports have become extremely busy, and we don't want the customers getting there and like panicking and things. So the more information that we can give to the customer, and that's why, like, when on the booking path of a travel agent, we ask the customer's emergency contact details, and it is literally for things like this, where we know that Tenerife flight coming back at 10 o'clock at night, there's been an accident just say on the road, and you need to get to, like, make sure you're giving yourself plenty of time to get to the airport. The travel agents are closed at that time of night, so that's the only time that we will outsource to the customer and say, like, listen, text you, this is your information, but then we also text you as a travel agent so that you're in the loop of what we've sent to the customer. So yeah, it's a great service, and we just like to make sure that customers are always contacted with anything that does go out. And again, I always remember back to years ago, we were travelling on a holiday. I think I must have been about 8 or 9, and we were delayed for 12 hours and 54 minutes. I'll never forget it. And Glasgow Airport were fantastic. They had brought in all these characters and things. I just remember it like
to
that.
Entertain you.
But there was no communication, none. And my mum was getting like annoyed and things like that because nobody was telling anything. And I just think that's something that Jet2 does get right.
They own it. Yeah. And I think that's really important, because customers can't get annoyed if you've communicated with them and owned the situation, because, you know, an aircraft going tech is absolutely nobody's fault, but I'd much rather it went tech at Glasgow Airport as opposed to up in the sky. So customers just need to wind their neck in with things like that, for sure. And just to kind of finish on a positive, one of the things that I love about Jet2 is the £60 deposit.
That's it, and it's something that's been there from day one. £60 per person gets you booked. And again, whether it's a villa, a vibe, indulgent escapes as well, so that 5-star property, all singing, all dancing, it's just a £60 per person deposit. So again, and nothing ever changes, it's the same. So
and no reason not to get booked early when it's only a £60 deposit, and then use the easy payment scheme to pay up. So
definitely.
So thank you so much, Aileen, for taking time. So I know you're so busy.
Thanks for having me.
You've got a lot of travel agents to support, so LEH Travel are very glad of your support, and thanks for joining us on this episode of Let's Talk About Travel. So join us again next week, and look forward to speaking to you.